Hello, welcome to day 17 of Lofty May Vlogs. My name is Tracy and I am the podcaster of the Knitting on the Float podcast. And today we are going to be tackling some things down here. These are things that were brought down from the loft. These were from the china cabinet that we cleaned up last week, but they've been put down on the buffet. And what that is doing is making me feel uneasy when I sit and try and knit at the end of the evening, because I just feel like the clutter is moving to other places. So today we are going to find little spaces that these should be kept so that I can easily find them when I want to actually use them. Some of these things I would like to keep on the buffet on display. So for example, the Royal Dalton, which was a wedding gift, I would like to keep up here. I believe I'm going to put these in the buffet, but that means moving something out of the buffet into the kitchen cabinets. I would love to have the Swarovski snowflakes on display. Well, they'd probably be safer in the cabinet and easier to keep clean. By the way, last week, I gave these ones a good wash, just some dish soap and hot water, and they are looking so much shinier. This actually needs to go back upstairs and be put with a computer, and I'll share with that. Yesterday, this was in the little pencil box, and when I put one of these up here, I put him right there, I decided to move this little guy here and ended up accidentally breaking his ear off. He fell onto the buffet, his ear came off. Thankfully I had some glue, and it's not the perfect ear, it's a little bit wonky, but it's better than a one-eared crystal cat. I have these two, the big two tree balls on the cabinet, but I also have this small one, and I have to figure out where I want to put that one. And I believe these candlesticks will go up high so that I can access them easily. I have this area set, I think, pretty much the way I like it. Isaac actually really liked that I had moved Snow White and Doc there, and I'm actually quite pleased with how that is looking. So I think the top of the china cabinet down here is pretty much set. It's just moving some of these breakable things out of the way. And as I mentioned, some things will go up into the high cupboards up in the kitchen. Going to need to get the ladder out, and that will be our task for the day, because I just don't want to look at the clutter anymore. And ultimately these were from the loft and need to be dealt with. The tapestry rose set is going to go in here. Now I'm going to open this. You have to keep this secret, okay? This is where I keep my Nutella stash. Don't tell the boys, okay? Because otherwise I won't have it. In this cabinet, I have these lovely Up the Garden dessert plates, and I have a lovely pink teapot. And up on this shelf here, I have an Up the Garden Path set of teapots. I am going to move those up into the upper cupboard, and then I'm going to move the tapestry rose set where those are, and then I'm going to keep my lovely mixed china cups and saucers in here. So where the teapots with the cups underneath are, those will all be moved out and things will be moved around. And maybe, if I'm really good, I'll make myself a nice bagel with some Nutella on it today. In the process of making sure I had an empty cupboard to put things in, I also decided to rearrange the tea and coffee cupboard. I had the creamer and sugar containers in that top cabinet, which were hard to get. And when I want tea, I want it on my tea shelf, which is right there. And you can see my lovely Yorkshire blends. And then I have put the coffee up above, and I also have some eucalyptus zest tea from the Tea Palace in those big silver bags. So that's looking really, really good. I do have to say the top of the microwave needs a good dusting though. I do have the ladder, and also I've popped my queen over here because when it's really sunny, she goes tick, tick, tick. So I've popped her out of the sunshine so that she's not completely overtaking. I took this mug down. It only faces one way. And I think we'll have tea out of this today. So beneath this grumpy exterior beats the heart of a dashing hero. That's Greg's mug. Today I'm going to make some tea and we will sit down a little later. I've now set the ladder up, so we are going to start moving those teapots up into this space up here. But first, let us. Oh, doesn't that look good? Very pleased with that. What we will move up into the cupboard are these lovely pieces, and this is Port Marion, and it is called Up the Garden Path, and it has a little verse from Oscar Wilde, and it is from The Importance of Being Earnest. So on the plates it just has a little bit from the text. It's not really a verse, it is from the play text. So kind of a fun, quirky little set that I have. And I have 6 of these, so they are individual teapots, a nice little lid on them, and then they come with the big, huge teacup. Inside each of the teacups, it says, and it's from the play text, Gwendolyn. I had no idea there were any flowers in the country. And then Cicely replies, oh, flowers are as common here, Miss Fairfax, as people are in London. So just a very fun and quirky set. So I'm going to take those 6 out, and they will go up the garden path, up into the cupboard, for when I maybe have a little tea party here. And there we are. We have just switched those around, and my secret's safe with you, right? I have actually decided to leave the creamer and the sugar in the cabinet because I do have plates and they might be used a little bit more often. And these will all go into the upper cabinet. And I'll probably, this little trinket, I will probably also leave in the buffet for ease of use. Thankfully, I have a helper. Greg is going to pass these to me, so then that way I don't have to keep going up and down the ladder. And I've shown him how to carefully hold them because they are very delicate. 1, 2, 5, and 6. It's like this cabinet was made perfectly for these teapots. It's perfect. The only thing is, when I have a tea party, I'm going to need to get the ladder out. Look how wonderfully these look in this cupboard. And a secret, this cupboard here is pretty much empty, except for the salad spinner. I have one more ladder activity, and that is to put the candlesticks up in that top cupboard over the fridge. And Nathaniel is home because it's ukulele day. He's home for lunch and then ukulele, and I'm gonna get him to help me by passing me the candlesticks. Hopefully this is the last time I go up the ladder. I'm gonna pop it in here. This is where I keep all of the breakable things, and the cold brew filter is here. So I'm going to trade the cold brew filter with Nathaniel for one candlestick. But was it Mr. Mustard or Colonel Mustard with the candlestick in the drawing room? Or perhaps it was someone else in the kitchen with the candlesticks. Someone with the candlesticks. Anyway, they are put up high. There they go. And we've got the cold brew filter down, so it is time for summer. We are slowly getting there. So this one is easy to deal with. This actually belongs by the computer, and it is a little ball that helps kids with coding. So it just needs to be plugged in by the computer, and Nathaniel has the app on his iPad so he can play with it. So I will set that up upstairs, and then we just have these last few things to deal with. If you were wondering what it was, it is a Sphero, and it is a little robot ball. It turns colors, it rolls in different directions, and it just connects with USB. So I will put that up with the plug, get that all charged so that Nathaniel can play with that if he so chooses. Now it's time to figure out what to do with the little figurines. There was actually a second clown, but unfortunately in the move he got broken. His head fell off and split in two, so there was just the face. And it was really quite creepy when I took him out of the container yesterday. So unfortunately he is gone. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this guy. And I have the hippo and the rhino. I have a rhino right there. I have to see if I have a hippo on the shelf. If not, I will switch that out. And then I have a pig here, and I'll need to figure out if I have one pig here, but I don't know if this is a pig, a hog, a boar, probably a boar. And then I will switch a couple things out if I don't have them. So, for example, I've got this little blue stone. I'll take that off. And I think I will put the hippopotamus right there. And then figure out where to put this guy. Now I already have this one here. I don't know if that's Dr. Dolittle. Maybe I will put the boar beside the pig. And then I just have two of these and a clown left, and then I have these two blue stones, which I think I'll put the blue stones out with my outside flamingo. And I believe this goes with the clock upstairs, so I'll need to take that upstairs. And then it's just the snowflakes and the tree ball that I need to figure out where they are going to go. I think I'm going to try this out. I've put two of the snowflakes over here. One is from 1997, the year that Greg and I got married. The other is from 2001, the year Isaac was born. And then over here, I have 2009, which is the year Nathaniel was born. And then I have popped the 2011, which I think I just liked it, and it came with an extra mini one, and I've just popped that in between the crystal glasses. I'll see how I like it. I may not. I can always move things around. And I think I'm going to put this upstairs in the cabinet or on the cabinet, or maybe even on the blue dresser, but I think I like this one upstairs. And that one's from Cape Cod, and I think it's just beautiful with all those colors. Today's task is now done, and that makes me feel a lot better because now it just looks a lot less cluttered, which will make it a lot easier to work down here on my knitting in the evenings. So all of the things that came from upstairs have now been dealt with, and tomorrow we'll go back upstairs and continue to shift things around in the loft. But for now, looks good. It's pretty quiet on the river today. A few geese and goslings. We'll sit and watch them for a few moments. It is almost my favorite time of the week, and that is ukulele lesson time. I love listening to Nathaniel's ukulele lesson. He comes home at lunch on Wednesdays, has an hour lesson online from the teacher who's in Toronto, and then he goes back to school. But when ukulele lesson happens, I love to just sit back, enjoy a cup of tea, and do some knitting. So last night, I worked a little bit on my Handmade Sock Society pattern 2, and I plan to work on this afternoon while I am listening to the kids play. And the yarn that I'm using, if you visited with me the other day, you will know that we chose out a beautiful Wool Barn plush sock, and this is the colorway Mist, and I have to tell you, it is knitting up beautifully. I did take a look at the Wool Barn website last night. Dangerous thing to do. There's some beautiful cashmere sock in there. I was very, very tempted, but I was good. We've already seen the stash. I need no more yarn. Repeat that twice, Tracy. I need no more yarn. I need no more yarn. I need no more yarn. But I want more yarn. It's a struggle. Anyway, this is a gorgeous skein of plush sock. Plush sock has been discontinued, unfortunately, but Maya's yarns are all beautiful, and this one is definitely no different. So I have my knitting at the ready. The pattern is right in front of me, and of course, it is important to have that lovely cup of tea. And because I was doing that clean out today, I have a really nice big cup of tea, and I did share this with you earlier. It's hard to hold because it only is on one side. So beneath this grumpy exterior beats the heart of a dashing hero. It is Greg's mug, but because I was clearing out the closet cupboard today, I grabbed it and thought, oh, that'll be good for today for tea time. We are now through all of the Rendale design mugs, and I thought it would be nice for the rest of the month to pull out different mugs that I have in the house that I absolutely love. And even though this one's not mine, I do love it. Anyway, today we worked first, celebrated later, right now, and let us say cheers to a job well done. cheers to that, because not only did I do what I wanted to do, that tea and coffee cupboard that has been driving me around the bend, it's done too. So good. Yay. And now, cheers to that job well done. For now, I am going to say goodbye until tomorrow, when I do expect we will be up in the loft again. But I have to say, I do need to clear off the knitting table, but having the buffet cleared off just makes a huge difference to my mental health. Last night I was struggling to knit, and I do find that my surroundings really affect my knitting abilities. Not so much abilities, but my knitting motivation. Ukulele time. It's not just the motivation, it's also the productivity that is challenged when things get cluttered around me. So I definitely need to deal with the knitting table, because a lot of things have just piled on there, but having the buffet makes a huge difference. Anyway, ukulele is about to begin. Nathaniel needs to get set up. I have my tea and my knitting. I am ready to relax and have a wonderful rest of the afternoon, in which I will knit, sip tea, listen to ukulele, do some editing, and then knit some more. So hopefully tomorrow I'll have lots to share on the crafting front. And I'll see you then. Bye. Oh, by the way, any guesses what we'll be drinking tomorrow? It probably won't be hot. The cold brew filter has been washed, and because my tea cupboard is now all cleaned out, I have come across this wonderful David's mango fruit punch packet, which I will pop in here. This one always smells so good. It's my favorite for cold brewing. And my reward for a job well done today is to make some cold brew tea. Give this a few hours to steep, and we are having a lovely cheers.